Before I really get into this episode, I'm going to just say you're going to hear some background noise, and I'll tell you in a couple of minutes why. So, last week I shared 9 changes in Colorado during COVID that I sincerely hope we keep after COVID is gone. We see the back end of it. I did forget, however, to add one huge change that I'm absolutely loving, which is that traffic has gotten so much better. In fact, traffic going into the mountains has been great. It's not as crazy now because I think so many people are working from home or they've changed their systems. So it's awesome. In this episode, I thought it was important to kind of balance out last week's episode and share what isn't working and what has to change moving forward. Winter is coming. And I don't know about you, but I'm starting to get a little concerned about some festering issues that have become kind of bad and I think will get even worse if we don't deal with them now. In this episode, I will share what is not working during COVID, and I want you to let me know what you think isn't working, what you've noticed as well. By the way, I'm recording this episode from one of my favorite coffee shops because, of course, my internet isn't working right now. I'm a proud affiliate of Ibotta. I'm absolutely obsessed with them. If you like saving money on groceries, booze, and clothing, don't forget to download the Ibotta app today. It's a Colorado local company. I've saved hundreds with them, so definitely check them out. Sign up via my affiliate link and earn a bonus $10, your initial $20 payout when you redeem your first savings. Okay, so issue number one that just really is not working right now. Unhoused Coloradans. Now, obviously, that never works. That's never a good thing. But the problem is now completely out of control, in my view. And quite frankly, it's my opinion that everyone from politicians to homeless advocates to honestly, all of us citizens, we've failed this community here in Colorado, in particular in Denver, even though I've seen homeless Coloradans, unhoused Coloradans all throughout the state. We can no longer accept that this situation is okay. And we can no longer accept this situation for so many reasons. In fact, I'm so frustrated with what's going on that I've actually considered creating a special series specifically about that topic, about the issue of homelessness in Colorado for Square State. So stay tuned. Pretty sure I'm going to do it because I'm so frustrated about it. Issue number two that I'm having a problem with is the lack of conversations and assistance for the restaurant industry. So, last week I talked about the innovations and amazing new approaches that I've seen to the restaurant business model. Basically, I've seen some cool stuff happening throughout town and throughout the state. However, the reality is that it's already snowed and we're hurtling towards winter. Restaurants simply cannot be profitable at 50%. Like it just, they can't. 50% capacity is not a sustainable business model. And it's clear that the restaurant industry won't be helped on the federal level. So I asked the following question: what can we do at the state level to help our local entrepreneurs at least have a fighting chance to stay in business? Some thoughts: perhaps we could create a grant program, not a loan program, but a grant program for restaurateurs to apply to so that they can apply that money towards their business, or even a loan program similar to what the Small Business Association did earlier this summer with a really affordable interest rate and a longer payment term so that people can stay afloat. I don't know. I don't know what the solution is, but no solution currently is not a solution. This one's a weird one, but it's starting to get on my nerves because I'm noticing it more and more. Mask litter. All the freaking blue masks in particular, they're just finding their way onto the ground and it's gross, as well as cloth ones. Usually the cloth ones are like child sized, which doesn't surprise me, but the blue masks are making their way onto the streets, into litter everywhere, and it's really annoying and gross. and just litter and tagging everywhere. There's just a lot of litter. I will admit that this is an issue that has bothered me for a while with the city of Denver. Honestly, it's gotten worse during COVID, especially in Rhino. It almost feels like someone got really bored during lockdown and just started tagging buildings for weeks and no one said anything. Also, the trash is everywhere, especially in Rhino, literally everywhere. I had an amazing time during Crush Walls, wandering the area, going up and down the streets, just checking everything out. But honestly, I was a little grossed out by all of the uncollected trash in areas that weren't close to the dumpsters. So basically, you know how there's these cute little trash cans that you normally would have throughout the main city center? Like you're walking around and there's, garbage cans where you can throw stuff. Well, those were overflowing onto the ground. Cans, debris. It was just gross. And I'm trying to figure out why that trash hasn't been picked up. Our local level of environmental commitment. A summer of fire really sucks. This year sucked when it came to dealing with fire. I've had a lot of breathing problems. I had a hard time hiking. It sucked. And I'm not as sensitive to the air as other people. So if this summer didn't make it clear that we need to think about the environment, I don't know what's going to change your mind. So given that this summer tied our hottest summer on record, things have got to change. And Denver, being one of the worst cities around for recycling, is just disappointing. We need to get a lot more serious about the environment. And honestly, after choking for weeks on smoke and crappy air quality, where literally we were one of the top 3 worst cities in the world for air quality, I think it's time to have a conversation. Remember, if we have no snow or rain, we don't have ski seasons or water for crops. And for those of you who bitch about it snowing in Colorado, if you don't understand the correlation between snow and no fires, snow and ski tourism dollars, snow and water to irrigate and fight fires, you're living in the wrong. Literally, if this is an issue for you, you need to move. If you don't like snow, get out, because it's a snow state. We need snow. Without snow, there's problems. I had to get that off my chest. Managing our community members' mental health. To be honest, I actually think the state and local jurisdictions have done a pretty solid job acknowledging that mental health is an ongoing issue in our state. I've added this to the list, though, to make sure that we continue thinking about it and continue focusing on solutions related to dealing with mental health related issues in our state, because unfortunately we do have a high prevalence of suicide and other mental health related issues that we're struggling with. So I put it on the list just to make sure that we're having conversations about it. The My Colorado app. There's so much information coming at us that sometimes it's a bit overwhelming. And I really wish that the My Colorado app was given a lot more publicity and that the website for the app was a lot more streamlined. In fact, I think that the state-related websites have way too much content. Like they're very wordy, and that they just need to be tightened up so that they're easier to follow and understand, and just so that people will get what they need quickly. It's just too wordy. So we need to clean it up. Basically, I want My Colorado app to be as popular as the All Trails app. And finally, big issue. This one's kind of funny, but it's important to bring up. Texans and other out-of-state visitors. So Texans and other out-of-state visitors. To be honest, I've lost track of the number of locals who've complained about Texans and other out-of-state visitors to our state. We can't keep people from crossing the border. And it's funny because in an earlier episode from the summer, I did talk about what we are doing to fight COVID in Colorado, and that if you didn't want to deal with that, don't come. So if you don't want to wear a mask, if you don't want to deal with any of this, go to Tennessee or go to Kentucky or go to one of those places. They have beautiful outdoor spaces that you can enjoy. But if you're going to come to Colorado, we do want you to follow our rules and regulations. It's pretty straightforward. It's not our fault that you privatized all your lands and that we have lots of public land to enjoy. We're asking you to do a simple thing. And as much as we like your money, we don't want to be closed down because our numbers shoot up. So we're kind of over you. So if you agree with this list, make sure to let me know what you would add to it or what you would change. I hope you're doing well. Wear your mask. Have a good day.